hear those sleigh bells ringing, ring, ting, ting, tingling too. Happy holidays! It's the holiday season. We're ready to go.
Oh my gosh.
And we have
Way ready. How many parties have you been to in the last 3 days?
Oh my gosh, it's like it never ends. But this is the season. Why not?
And we made some cocoa with cinnamon sticks.
Delicious.
Cheers.
We have a busy schedule of things for you today. I say we just jump right in.
We're just jumping right in.
Because there's things that are happening.
And once again, Palm Springs Point of View is brought to you by ProVR USA, the Valley's own virtual reality arcade. Come play some games over the holidays.
We always have a great time when we're there. Come on out. Okay, Claudia, I know that you and Alan were busy this past week because you had the finale of Martinis and Moxie. Tell us all about it.
Okay, that's right. The Trini Lopez Immersive Musical was our big finale,
Right.
where we joined forces with the Gand Band and the Dreamboats, those two amazing bands, and we rocked out.
How can you not want to go see that show,
Exactly. I dressed as Nancy Sinatra. I kind of channeled her because she was friends with Trini, and the whole thing was a tribute to Trini Lopez, the great that lived right here in Palm Springs.
Let's take a look at this clip.
The music stopped when I looked, the cafe was empty. Well, we got married in a fever, holiday in a pepper's mouth. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. And that's what's about. Ladies and gentlemen, Trini Lopez.
To be in America, okay, buddy, in America, everything's free in America, for us to be in America. I hope you remember this one, everybody.
Hey, I'm Trini Lopez, the famous singer.
Shh, not so loud. My name is Trinidad Lopez.
How did you get a name like Trinidad?
My father and mother went on their honeymoon to the island of Trinidad in the Caribbean. In a way, I was kind of lucky to have been named Trinidad because my parents were thinking of spending their honeymoon on the Virgin Islands. So we recorded my first song, and I wrote the song. It was a song that I called The Right to Rock. And rock and roll was just beginning to get started.
Why do they call you Mr. La Bamba?
I used to sing that song all the time. I don't mind telling you that years later, I was listening to the radio and I heard La Bamba on the radio. Who's that singing? Who beat me to it? Because I wanted to record that song one day. And it was a guy named Richie Valens. La Bamba, but I made it a worldwide hit more than Richie Valens. Mine, worldwide. Because people like my style, I guess.
Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
Wow, wow, wow. I know I'm going to be able to see it because it's coming back again soon. But first of all, tell me about that outfit that Richie had on. That was cool looking.
Do you know he was wearing Trini's original costume
Wow.
that happened to fit like a glove, although we heard, it weighed a ton.
Wow, it looked
Can
beautiful.
you imagine?
Wow.
And, you know, all the clips and everything that was going on stage was from the amazing documentary My Name is Lopez.
That's
from
right.
the Eversole Hughes Company.
Which we've
That's
all
P.
seen
David
that,
and
right?
Todd, yes. And produced by the Gand Band, and everything just came to life. We all came to life as this total immersion of the great life of Trini Lopez, all his songs.
And we have to say thank you, of course, to our editor-director, Alan Kramer, who put all the visuals together. Without him, right?
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
and we're going to see it again soon.
We are coming back to the Cultural Center over Modernism Week with 2 performances.
That's going to be great.
So we will let you guys know how to get tickets as soon as we can.
Sounds good.
And speaking of P. David Ebersol and Todd Hughes, you know, the 2 of them are gifted writers.
Right.
We know 99 Miles from LA, which was P. David's book.
Right.
And now Todd has his own book, of which we went to the first signing in Palm Springs. It's Lunch with Elizabeth.
I love that cover.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Do you remember Elizabeth Scott?
No, I don't.
Elizabeth Scott was a film noir star, and according to Todd, the best in the business. Went a little unknown when Lauren Bacall sort of took over.
But I could see that. Yep.
Yeah, what an amazing woman, and he actually befriended her in real life. Todd Hughes did. So this book starts with Todd's lunch with Elizabeth and goes through a long-term friendship with the film noir star.
Well, you're lucky that you got to see a little reading, correct?
We did at the V Wine Lounge, and it was great. The house was packed, of
course.
course, because he has many, many fans. And the book is available right here in town at the Best Bookstore.
And you and I will be doing a review on it very soon.
We will.
All righty.
And Conrad, you had a chance to sit down with the writer-director of that new play in town that everyone's talking about, the Lincoln Debate.
The Lincoln Debate, that's
at the
correct.
Cultural Center. It sounds so good.
So I had never heard of this story. This is a story that, in essence, Lincoln slept with a friend of his, male friend, for several years, and it's their conversations, is my understanding. Never heard of this story until I saw it recently in Bros, and now it's a play here at the Palm Springs Cultural Center. Let's take a look. Okay, Coachella Valley, there's a new LGBTQ theater company here in the desert called The Bent. And they're producing their first live show here at the Palm Springs Cultural Center called The Lincoln Debate. To tell us about that and probably a whole lot more, let me introduce you to Terry Ray, who is an actor, screenwriter, playwright, producer, teacher, and probably a whole lot more. How you doing, Terry?
You make me sound more interesting than I realized.
I think it's pretty safe to say that you have been in the entertainment industry for a while. Yes, no?
Oh, that's a definite yes. Yes.
Okay.
I had a big fuzzy head of hair when I started out. Yes. Yeah.
Those were the days, right? Do you remember approximately when it was that you started and what event that got you in?
My first play, I was 5 years old, and I held out to be the lead in The Ugly Duckling.
A coveted role, I'm sure.
It was. Everybody else got cast before that, so I had to hold out with confidence that I was going to get cast as the lead.
Just thought I'd pass on a few names that I was pretty impressed with that you have performed with in the past, and I'm sure many of our viewers know. So Lonnie Anderson, we all know from KRW in Cincinnati, right? WKRP in Cincinnati. Don Wells from, of course, Gilligan's Island.
Yes.
And one of my favorites, who I don't really see that much, although I was reading recently that she is still performing, Juliet Mills.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, from Nanny and the Professor, one of my favorite shows in the days.
She's wonderful. I love her, love her, love her.
Yes.
All 3 of those ladies, love them to death.
How did you get from the Hollywood world to our beautiful town of the Palm Springs area?
I was doing a play that I wrote, my first play called Electricity.
Which I'm sure many of our residents have seen. It was
Yeah.
played here for quite some time.
It became the longest running play in Palm Springs. The play takes place in one hotel room over 4 decades. My producer lived in Palm Springs, and his friends owned Indulge. So he's like, let's ask them. And they said yes. And it was so cool. And then my building in Los Angeles sold. And I'm like, I've been in Palm Springs constantly. I'm like, I'm going to move to Palm Springs. My director moved to Palm Springs, Steve Rosenbaum, whom I'm starting the new theater with. My co-star, Mel England, moved to Palm Springs. We all moved here.
We all come this direction after a while. Let's talk about the company first. Where did the name come from, and how is the company doing?
Well, this is the very, very beginning. The name is The Bent, and if you're not straight, you're bent. So that's where the name came from. Yes.
Right.
So, but the cultural center said, we want you here now. And like, we're not approved yet. And they're like, come on, do your next play here.
We love the cultural center. By the way.
Yes, that's right. And then while we've been here, we've gotten our 501c3. So we are officially nonprofit. So people could donate to us if they wanted to.
Ding.
Everybody in the Lincoln debate is from this community. 3 of them are my acting students. You can sign up for the mailing list and find out about auditions and stuff at thebent.org.
So the play you are actually opening in,
It's on the 14th.
and it runs through when?
It has 6 performances right now through the 30th.
This play is a new play.
Brand new
that
play.
you have written.
Yes.
Right. Now, I've never heard of this story before, but I only heard about it recently because the movie Bros also recently talked about it.
Yes.
I thought I never heard that story, and then now here you are with a play, and it's coming alive.
I had just written the play, and then I saw it in Bros, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is right now. Let's do this right
Timing.
now. I have always been really, really interested in Abraham Lincoln. We have the same birthday. I knew about this story. I'd heard it, but I didn't really research it, where it was always been said that Lincoln and a man named Joshua Speed, his best friend, slept in the same bed for 4 years. And I had just heard that much. And I was like, then I started researching it, and I was like, okay, there's definitely a play here, and I'm writing it.
You are also an acting teacher. When did that start, and how did that come about?
Well, it's the Actors Lab, which has been around for 32 years, and it's a really well-established and respected acting school. I had studied with the best teacher ever, Charles Wilson Riley, and I loved it. And I think as a writer, knowing how to tell a story, and as an actor and a director, that I do have all the bases there to go and see a performance and break it down.
Can a beginner come in? Can someone who wants to learn about acting? Or are these more people who are trying to fine-tune?
Absolutely everybody.
Well, this is Terry Ray. Of course, he has a show here coming to the Palm Springs Cultural Center called The Lincoln Debate. Come on, check it out.
Wow, Conrad, Terry Ray has quite amazing credentials.
We are very fortunate to have him here in the desert.
Absolutely. We'll see what's coming next. But this play, I'm going to get over there and see it. I
Most
want to know
definitely.
more about Lincoln.
The Lincoln Debate at the Cultural Center through the end of December. Our good friends, the Gand Band, are very, very busy right now because they have a new album out. Let's talk about it.
That's right, Conrad, the Gand Band live at the Plaza Theater.
We all loved the Oasis Music Festival
yes.
back in May. And this is the very first live recording from the Plaza Theater.
Love it, love it, love it. Also, we want to make sure people know it is recorded by our own Alan Kramer, our editor-producer. Congratulations.
That's right. Yay, Alan. PSPOV's own.
That's right, that's right.
Anyway, you can pick up a copy of this vinyl at the Shag store in downtown Palm Springs, and the cover art is by Shag
Of course.
himself.
How's that look?
And
Very signature look.
when you purchase your vinyl, portion of the proceeds go to Save the Plaza Theater.
That
How great is
deserves.
that?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I can't wait to hear it.
So Conrad, I hear you discovered an alumni association here in the Valley that likes to party.
Alumni's and partying. Oh, yeah.
Oh, all right. We'll give it the old college
the
try.
college,
Boy, I
exactly.
barely remember my college days.
Those are the days. I discovered a group which has actually been here in the desert for quite some time called the Notre Dame Club of Palm Springs. They are 300 to 500 members strong here in the desert. And every year they do a progressive for some fundraisers that they do for scholarships.
Well, you know, it's cold in the Midwest. I mean, they all move here, right?
Exactly, sooner or later. Let's take a look. The holiday season is upon us, and that means organizations here in the desert are holding fundraisers for a variety of worthy causes throughout the desert. And tonight we're going to meet one of those organizations called the Notre Dame Club of Palm Springs. They're holding their fundraiser for scholarships, and they're doing it by presenting a progressive cocktail party that we're invited to. This is House 1. I'm here with Tom Bowser. He is our contact to the Notre Dame Club of Palm Springs. I had no idea that there was such a club here.
Well, there's about 230 local alumni clubs throughout the world for Notre Dame. And the Notre Dame Club of Palm Springs has been around for a while and then went into a dormant stage, but the last 5 years it's been reinvigorated. So I'm really glad you guys are here, and I hope you have time to enjoy as well.
So we have moved to house number 2 of 3 houses coming along, and I'm here with John McDonald O'Neill, who, of course, a graduate of Notre Dame.
Yep, 1978.
And what was your degree when you were there, and did you pursue it afterwards?
No, I have an interesting Notre Dame story. I had an electrical engineering degree, but I didn't do that because the Holy Cross priests who run Notre Dame started a volunteer program that year. I was part of the leadership of what we called GALA, the Gay and Lesbian Alums of Notre Dame and St. Mary's. And then we even included St. Mary's when we first started that organization. And that started back in the 90s. And I was an early member. And that was because the university wouldn't recognize the gay and the LGBT alums as a group, part-time resident who helped us. Phil Donahue, of course, is a Notre Dame alum.
Oh, is that right?
And he and Marlo hosted us in their penthouse every year for the big fundraiser that we would do for our scholarship. Finally, a year and a half ago, the university said, it's time. And they officially launched ARC, the Alumni Rainbow Network Coalition of Notre Dame.
Wow. But it just goes to show you, keep on pursuing,
Progress.
right? Well, it's a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for your hard work there at Notre Dame.
Well, thank you.
Well, the evening is coming to an end, so we must do I'm so glad we had this time together. Right, you have to do that, of course. So I'm here with Kathy Brown. She, of course, is one of the graduates here from Notre Dame. Tell us about the year that you graduated, if you don't mind.
I graduated in '83, so I was there for part of the 10-year anniversary when they had started admitting women.
Oh, and I don't think many people know about that, so that's kind of an interesting little tidbit, right?
No, it was still interesting. Looking back on it, it was still very male-dominated then, probably 7 or 8 guys for every woman. So I graduated with a degree in economics. Originally wanted to be a doctor, and organic chemistry did me in. So I'm now a financial advisor, so I do use my degree, I think, to pretty good success.
It's my understanding one of the main purposes, aside from socializing, which of course is always a good reason, but it's also to do scholarships to gain money. How is that drive going?
You know what? We probably started really seriously doing it 4 or 5 years ago, and we had started with this home tour where our past president had actually owned one of Marilyn Monroe's houses out here.
I like that.
And so that sort of started it, and so we've created an endowment. We've been able to fund scholarships.
Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for having us here. We're happy to be part of this.
We're so great that you're here with us. Thank you.
Of course. Happy holidays.
You too.
Well, that looked like fun, Conrad.
Yeah,
Wow.
no complaints.
Progressive party. How many houses were you in?
There were only 3, but it made it really nice. It was quick and it was
Yeah.
easy. Each one had desserts and beverages and a lot of discussion about everybody and seeing old friends. It was a
And
blast.
of course, interesting and accomplished people.
Very much so. The Notre Dame Club of Palm Springs. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty.
Lucky kitty. A cat cafe has come to Palm Springs.
Who knew?
That, I know, it's so great. Frisky Business is right here in town, and we had a chance the other day to sit down with the owners and talk about their affiliation with the Palm Springs Animal Shelter. Let's have a look. Well, Palm Springs has its very first cat cafe. This is exciting news, and we're here with Sunny and Claire and Sinatra.
Oh, Blue Eyes himself. It's Sinatra and his cat pack.
The cat pack.
Sinatra and the cat pack. Okay, how many cats are here?
So we've got 11 at the moment. One had to go to the doctors, so we will normally have 12, but we got 11 at the moment.
Oh, that's great. So this little cafe, you have a special room, and
Yes.
you work in partnering with the Palm Springs Animal
Yes, so
Shelter?
this is a mid-century modern room. At any one time we'll have up to 12 cats and kittens from the Palm Springs Animal Shelter, and they're all available for adoption. So they live here permanently, and we will process the adoptions on behalf of the animal shelter. So a customer who adopts doesn't have to go to the shelter, we'll facilitate it here.
Oh, that's
And then
fantastic.
as the cats get adopted out, we close on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, so on a Monday afternoon, we will go and get the replacement cats for any that have been adopted out. We'll pick them up on the Monday afternoon, so that on Tuesday and the Wednesday, Sunny and I can come in and make sure that the new cats feel safe.
Oh,
before
this
we
is
open to the
great.
general public.
And you've only been open for just
Seven
less than a
days.
week?
1 week.
1 week?
today.
Okay, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
And you're right up against the mountain here at the
Rimrock Plaza.
Rimrock Plaza, just next to the trail where you can take your dogs, but probably not your cats on the
No,
trail.
no.
Wouldn't advise it. Hey, Sinatra.
We have several that are.
They were on the table.
So they've been through some stuff. We have Bubba, who he's had an attitude issue. So we're working with him on that, but he stays in there all the time.
So the room behind us
That's
is.
where the litter room is.
Oh, I see this little door there, right behind your.
Yep.
Yes.
And we have Oreo, whose owner passed away, and so he's a little heartbroken and not really ready to socialize much yet, but he's been coming out of his shell a lot. We work with him a few times a day. And then we just got Ian last night, who was rescued with his brother, and his brother got adopted.
Oh.
And so he's kind of
where's
lonely.
Ian? Is he in there
And
too?
they're in
He
the
doesn't
living
want to
room.
come out yet because he's too shy.
So
But again, we're working with them
him.
to make him feel safe.
Right.
And so forth. So.
Were you both like cat owners or are cat owners or have been?
We've got 2 rescue cats at home.
Oh,
Got
nice.
a rescue puppy as well. Maybe one day we'll do a puppy cafe, but that will be.
That's a
Just
whole
do it up on the
different
trail
thing.
That's a
then.
whole different thing.
All right, well, thank you so much. So, Frisky Business.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Frisky Business at the Rimrock Plaza. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Sunny. And
Thank you very
let's
much.
go play with the other kitties.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, that looked like fun. All those kitties around. I got to tell
Oh.
you, not a place I would go to because I'm allergic to them, but I love the idea.
Well, and then it's an enclosed area, so if you want to have coffee and just look at the kitties.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I
just
like it.
look at them. They're all in a glass, very large, nice home.
And they must be doing something for Christmas, I
They
think.
are. On Christmas Day from 10 to 2, if you pop on down, there will be free coffee, tea, pastries, and a chance to play with and adopt a cat.
A cat. I like that idea. Happy holidays.
And lastly, we want to talk about that fabulous opening of PS Portrait Project at Melissa Morgan Gallery, where everybody in the portraits, including us,
Including you two,
turned out for Anthony Masterson, Owen, and Christine's amazing works.
I saw a variety of videos and clips on Facebook. It looked amazing.
What a great night. And if you would like to see the portraits, even if you're not in it, why not go down to Melissa Morgan through the end of the month and catch all of these amazing pieces of art
In Palm Desert.
in Palm Desert. And now before we go, how about a really great ginger snap, Conrad?
I've been looking at these throughout the whole show, knowing we're going to go in sooner or later.
These are not your ordinary ginger snap, let me tell you. These are very special Swedish ginger snaps from World Market.
Good for dunking.
Nyakers. They call them pepperkakor. Well, we're on our second tin, and Christmas isn't even here yet, right? So
Everybody, have a great holiday.
have a great
We'll see you in the
Christmas
New Year's.
holiday. Happy holiday. Happy Hanukkah.
Why not join us on Palm Springs Point of View as a sponsor? We'll produce your commercial spot or do it live on air. Either way, you reach a lot of people that are interested in what's going on in the Coachella Valley.